Welcome back, beauties. Today we're going to be recreating this look right here on this eyes. If you are new here, my name is Mia and we do lifestyle hacks, beauty and fun and so much more. So if you'd like to be notified each time I upload these videos, please go ahead, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right guys, let's get into this. So the look that we're going to be doing today is going to be kind of like a sultry copper rust kind of tone look in the eye. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous, kind of foxy. I saw Jaclyn Hill do a tutorial using her palette that just looked stunning. I mean, it looked great. I mean, it was definitely one that I want to try to recreate for you. Now, this is not going to be using her palette. I have ordered that palette and we are going to be using it because it had so many beautiful colors. I'm really excited to get it in, but we wanted to do something today that's a little more cost effective for you to really show you do not have to have a specific palette or specific colors. You can make your own version of that look using whatever you have on hand. Now, I have been falling in love with Profusion Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes lately. The one that we're going to be working with today is the Siennas palette, which is this one right here. I'll try to link it in the description box below, but guys, they're very cost effective, ranging between $10 to $15, just depending upon where you get it. But man, the colors and the pigment payout is fantastic. A lot of times when you have a little less expensive palette, you'll notice that the pigment, when you actually try to swipe it, what it looks like in the palette is not the same that you actually get on the lid. This is not true. That's not true with these. These are actually true to the pigment that you see in the palette without swiping them. So they're definitely worth your money. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the makeup look. And just remember, I have not tried to recreate this. So we're going to be doing this together. So I'm going to zoom in and I'll be right back. I went ahead and I did my eyebrows so that way it was a little bit quicker for time purposes. But what we're going to do first is we're going to use just kind of a blending color or transition color. And it's going to be the Adventurous in the palette, which is this one right here. And we're going to use a fluffy brush. I'm just going to get some on that. And we're going to kind of focus in the crease. We're not going to try to get up too high with this. So we're just going to start right here. And we're going to start putting in that crease. Looks like it's got something on it. And I don't want to go up too high. We're going to be focusing this more on the crease right now and on the lid. I'm going to get some for this side. We're going to do it all at the same time. Get it there. Okay, just going to keep kind of feathering it out until it gets, now it gets kind of sheer on the edges. Now again, we're really not wanting to go too high up close to the eyebrow. Keep it below that bone. The next color, hold on, let me get this right here. The next color we're going to go in with is, I think we're going to do the Fearless, which is kind of this orangey color right here. Kind of a taupey orange. Bang off the extra. And again, we're keeping that low. We're not going high. What I'm going to do with that is, without applying any more product to the brush, is I'm just going to start dragging that over the lid. And again, we did not apply any more product to the brush. And then we're going to go ahead and do that same with the other eye. Now this is a dramatic look. I can tell you guys, this will be one that if you were to do it, you're going to want to do this for like an afternoon look. Well, unless you want to be bold and dramatic. And guess what, guys? If you want to be bold and dramatic, be bold and dramatic. Don't let nobody hold you back in this world. You like what you like. Okay, now I did just tap a little bit of product onto that. Same color, the Fearless. And I'm going to add a little bit. Now again, we're going to learn this as we go. So we may do a lot of changes here and there. Okay, now these eyeshadows that I'm using right now are matte. The end finish, we will be using a oh goodness, for lack of my words, I cannot think of it, a shimmer. There we go, guys. We are gonna be using a shimmer. But we're gonna just kind of keep doing this until we get a little bit of a heavy coat. A heavier, should I say, not a heavy. And again, we're not going above the crease much. We're keeping it below the eyebrow bone. And don't be scared of these colors, guys. Remember, if you don't like it, it's as simple as wiping it off. And we're going back. And every time you see what I'm doing here, I'm going back with the Fearless. I just want to get a good, even coverage. Okay, I'm liking that. Y'all see that? All right, so the next color we're going to be using, I think we're going to go in here with this Madly color. It's going to be this one right here. And we're going to use this brush right here, a little bit more tapered and a little bit more packed. So we're going to use Madly here. I love makeup. Makeup's so fun. What people don't realize, it is a true art. Okay. And I'm packing it kind of on the corner, and I'm dragging it without adding any more product all the way to the lid. Now I will tell you, if you want a good flawless looking eyeshadow, is you use transition colors. Use transition colors and blend, blend, blend. And when I mean transition colors, I mean you're using lighter versions of the colors that you're wanting, and you want to get it as close to your skin tone. The one that's going to be the closest to the skin tone to be the one that you use to transition. You just don't want a harsh line on your eye. Now again, you can always go back at the end and do blending more if you see there's a line out there. But try to do some blending while you're actually applying the makeup. And again, guys, we are not going above that bone. Sometimes I like to blow my eyeshadow out a little bit, but this time I'm going to keep it kind of compact and dense into the eye. Going back in with Madly. And a lot of people will say, you know, oh, well, you've got small eyes. I don't know that I would actually add the darker color onto the lid. And in some cases that can be right. But in certain looks, the way that you do the makeup, you can actually do that. Because a lot of times people want to keep the pigment off the eyelid and put a lighter color because that will open up the eye. And a lot of times I do that, but we're going to be adding a shimmer. The shimmer reflects light, so it does make it look a little bit bigger. And we're also going to be kind of drawing it out with some eyeliner and some lashes, so that way we know that it'll open up the eye a little bit. As long as when we do the liner on it, as long as we do it right, we actually will keep the eye open. If we do it wrong, and I'll show you different tricks and the things that I'm talking about when we get to the liner, but if you do it wrong, that's when it closes off the eye. So we're just taking what we have on the brush, we're adding it here. I'm gonna roll that. Keep on rolling, rolling, rolling. Alright, guys. You wanna make sure that they're even. It's storming outside, so if you guys hear some noise, that is storm. It's windy too. Woo! Now I'm going to take this brush, and I'm actually going to take that same Madly color, which is this one right here. It's kind of got the reddish pink tint. And we're going to put it on the lower lash line. Now I'm just putting a tiny bit focused on the actual top of the brush, and we're not getting on the sides. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to bring that color down below. Now if you'll notice, I'm going to be connecting the corner of the eye right here down. We're going to go about 3/4 of the way. See that? We're going to do that same on the other eye. Again, we're going to take it in the corner, connecting the corner, and going about 3/4 of the way. need to get a little bit more up here. I noticed that we didn't get quite the right shape that I'm looking for. We want a kind of an almond shape. I know, it's looking kind of crazy, ladies. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror when I'm doing these makeup looks, and I'm like, wow, you know, that really is dramatic. That looks kind of crazy, but when at the very end, it all comes together. So again, don't be scared. Don't be scared, girls and guys, gentlemen too. Okay, so we got some popping colors on these eyes. Now I want to add a little bit of, a little bit of drama to the outside. So I'm going to use a darker color. Let's see what we're going to try Groovy. Groovy, let me find me the brush that we're going to use. What are we feeling today, guys? Ooh, I think I like you. Okay, so we're going to use a tapered brush. It's going to have a little point, and then the color Groovy is this brown shade. So we're going to take that, we're going to pop it on here. Tap some off. We're going to start putting it right here in this corner. I will tell you, pink, like a shimmery pink and a browns, oranges, they all go really well together. Now, you're going to notice something. We're darkening up this corner, right? And we're going to just kind of drag a little bit under. But we're also going to put some of that brown up underneath. And we're going to use a little tapered brush. But we are not going to go as far as we did with the what was it, the Madly. We're going to go, the Madly goes about 3/4 of the way, leaving this section, because we're going to highlight this here in a minute. We go 3/4 of the way with the Madly, but this one is just going to focus predominantly right on the outside of the eye. So let's go back in with that, tap it off. We're just going to go right here. We're going to kind of do like a little point. Tap it off again. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. And you notice that I'm not really putting very much product towards the center. We're just kind of connecting this little area. And one thing I'll tell you, don't always look straight on. You'll notice that I tilt my head in different directions because you'll be surprised that angles make a huge difference. And if there's a like say you've missed an area, or if the product's not laying right, or you need to add more pigment, you'll see it by tilting your head and just kind of looking at different angles. Now, if you have hooded eyes, what we're going to do is I would come just slightly above the hood of the eye, a little bit above where I'm saying keep it down below the brow bone. I would bring it just a hair above the hood of the eye. We're going to pretend like you don't have a hood on your eye by doing it on that skin. Okay, so let's add a little bit more of the Groovy now that we're going to pack this onto the corner. Heel. Yeah, this is Groovy. Make sure I told you right. Pack it to the corner. And then turn it sideways and just drag it right here. Wow. We are in Florida and we have had some wildfires that have been going on, and we have needed rain for so long, and we're getting them. So yay. Our area has been hit pretty hard this year. I think that I want to actually go a little bit more right here. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to smoke it out again with, or smudge it, should I say, with the other color. But I'm thinking that was looking fierce and beautiful. Alright, so now that we've got that done, I'm actually going to go use this brush, which we actually used for the Madly earlier, I do believe. We're going to actually I think that I'm going to try out the Daring. The Daring is this color right here. It's a very pretty coppery color. I really want the pigment to be strong. So we're going to take some of MAC's Prep and Prime. we're gonna squirt the brush. Now I squirted it off the camera. What that does is it allows you to get a little bit more pigment, a little bit, and with anything that shimmers, I like to do that. So we're gonna see how this color lays on the, oh yeah, oh yes. Oh, hunty. This is good looking. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, I like this color. Look at that. Oh, so pretty, y'all. Oh, and almost painful. It's just that pretty. We'll do it again over here. And again, we're not going all the way to the edge. We're going about right here, see? And then we're just going to kind of drag it towards the inside of the corner. Oh yeah, ladies. Oh, I am just feeling fierce today, so I'm going to pack some more color. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whew. That is so pretty. Okay, now, since I've done that, I've noticed that I want to blend a little bit on that top side. So we're going to go back in with the Adventurous that we did earlier. We're just going to kind of hit it right here. Do the same thing. Because I noticed that that one line was a little harsh where we had put the darker colors. So we're just going to keep on blending it out. And then wait till y'all see this with these lashes and the shadow. Oh, everything finished. Oh, it's going to be pretty. Okay, so now I want to actually bring some of this shimmer. Some people like this, some people don't, but I do like this. I'm going to just take it a little bit and put it on this line right here. Now we're not going crazy with it. This is very light-handed, guys. Very, very light-handed. Okay, and again, we're not going to go to the inner corner. Because what we're going to do with the inner corner is we're going to go back with a highlight. I want to play around real quick with some of these highlights and see which one we want to go with. I think we're going to actually go with Exclusive. Let's see this pigment. And again, I want it to pay off, the pigment on this to be strong. So I'm just spraying the brush with some Prep and Prime. Okay, so let's see how this Exclusive is going to be this color right here, kind of champagne color. I'm going to try that out and see. Let's get a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Just doing a little bit in the corner. I'm gonna kind of use the finger to blot it. Has a little bit of a yellowy champagne color. Do that again over on this side. Keeping it. Now the brush that I'm using here is kind of like an artiste dupe. You can get them on Amazon. I will link them in the description box below. You've seen me use them several times. And this one's just one that's like a little rounded brush. Good to pack in the corners right here. Sounds like I have a bullfrog outside going to town. Now I love a lot of pigment in the, well, I don't want to say a lot of pigment in the corner, but I like to actually do the brightness right here, because it really helps make you look awake. Okay, so we're probably going to be adding some more to this here in a minute. Let's see here. I'm going to get back the brush that we added the one color. We're going to just kind of keep on packing it on. Packing it on. Okay, now y'all notice that I haven't really went above the eyes too much, because I wanted to actually do a little bit of a lighter color, one that's not so dramatic, but actually kind of carve out my eyes a little bit better. Just finding the right brush here. We're just going to use a simple I think this one is the Echo Tools. It's just a little flat brush right here. And I want to go in with a color that is similar to my my skin color. We're going to use this one right here, which is the Polite. Get some pigment on that. We're just going to kind of just gently apply along that eyebrow, right below the eyebrow. I apologize, guys. I keep hearing this really loud bullfrog. I mean, he is outside. He sounds like he's weird sounding. He kind of like he's going boop, boop, boop. He does not sound like a bullfrog. But he's having himself a good day. All right. So we got some fierceness going on. Now that we've got kind of the colors that we're looking for, we're going to go in and I'm going to do a liner. I'm going to do a little bit of a wing liner, and then we're going to do a little bit, we're going to go ahead and apply some lashes. So let's go ahead and do that. And I think, I'm debating, guys. Let me see here what kind of liner I want to do. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a paint pot. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab that real quick, grab some lashes, and I'll be right back. So guys, for a little bit, for time purposes, I went ahead and drew a couple of the lines on. Now I'm going to go smudge these out. I'm going to add a little bit of dark brown eyeshadow. The eyeliner that I actually used, instead of using the actual paint pot, I decided to use an eyeliner. The eyeliner is the 24/7 Glide On Pencil from Urban Decay, and in the brown. I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead, I lined it, and I'm going to go ahead and drag this just to kind of smudge it out a little bit. Now, if you'll notice, and to be honest, I could have went with less closer to the eye. Try to thin it out right in here. You don't want it too close because it'll close off the eye a little bit. We are going to be adding some lashes, so that'll help. And I am going to come down here where I have already added a little bit of liner. We keep the eyeliner specifically to the outside of the eye, guys. We do not want to go in. That will close off the eye, and if you have a small eye, it will make it look a lot smaller. But we're just going to kind of smudge it out a little bit. And we're going to drag it up, making that V shape. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pop some lashes on and put a little mascara on it and finish this look and show you guys what it's going to look like. So guys, this is the final look. I hope you like it, and I hope that you have enjoyed this. I definitely have. If you guys would like to see more, such as like the foundation routine, the contouring, highlighting, all of the works, just let me know, and I'd be happy to follow through for you. We've got some really awesome content coming up in the next few weeks. Hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you very, very much for your time.